YouTube? This is Vargas, and I am back again with another Moviefreak. I'll put a logo here. DVD pickup. This is the stuff that I picked up through Moviefreak Bazaar. This week, actually. This week he had a sale. He had a liquidation sale. He said it was the last sale he was going to do this week, and I jumped at the opportunity because they were good prices, and he had a lot of stuff that I got. So let's get started. First off, I picked up some anime because I've mentioned before it's kind of hard to find anime. And this is Reign, The Conqueror Volume 3, Domination. This is an anime adaptation of Alexander the Great, but with sci-fi. So I thought that was pretty cool. I have the first volume only, and that's 4 episodes. This is only 3, which, you know, anime back in the day when it was on DVD, that's what they would do. They would release just 2, maybe 3 episodes. It was actually kind of rare where they would, and they could do it, but they could fit 4, maybe even 5 episodes per DVD. But if it was a short series, so they can get more bang for their buck, they would release the DVDs with less episodes. So if you wanted the whole thing, you would have to get everything and buy 1 DVD with 2, maybe 3 episodes. So that kind of sucked, but it is what it is. But this is Reign, Volume 2. Don't have that many older movies, like the black and white and silent movies. I am working on that. I do want to get more older movies. I've mentioned this before. I'm on this kick where I want to get and watch older movies, because some of the newer stuff, some of it's good, but other stuff is not my cup of tea. I find myself going back to the past and really digging older movies. Moviefreak had this one. It's Shadows, a 1922 silent film with Lon Chaney. Want to get more of Lon Chaney stuff, but I still need the Phantom of the Opera and the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But yeah, I want to get some more stuff. This one, it's one of those situations where I thought I had, but I've already looked, and I'm not in, I'm still with my in-laws. I'm not in the place where I have all my movies, so I can't just go to the bookshelf and be like, oh, okay, I have this one already. But it's not in my spreadsheet where I keep an inventory of the stuff I had. But I don't know, I feel this might be a double. I'm hoping not, but if it is, well, I have a double. And this is Mel Gibson in Edge of Darkness. Just, I don't know, it sounds like something I had, but it's not. But this is a movie where Mel Gibson is a police detective, and criminals are after him, and they want to kill him, but accidentally shoot his daughter. So he's in the quest for revenge. It's a nice crime movie that I know I'll dig. Had a cough there. Picked up for my Clint Eastwood collection, Heartbreak Ridge. Just, you know, I'm starting to build up a Clint Eastwood collection, and I don't. Well, I say this now, but I'll probably go back on that. I don't want to get every Clint Eastwood movie, but some of his earlier work, yes. And I have a couple of his movies. I still need 2 more to complete the Dirty Harry collection, but I like getting, you know, old stuff. I mentioned this before. I'm on this kick that I want to watch older movies. Picked up the last movie that Michael Dudikoff made for Canon, and this is Chain of Command. Canon movie group. If you grew up in the 80s, you probably rented a Canon movie, and if you're like me, you enjoy those kind of movies. They would put up a lot of action movies, and I want to get more Canon movies into my collection, because they're not like mega super blockbusters, but they're fun movies. So I want to get more Canon films. Blind Buy, I haven't seen this one. I'm hoping it's good, just based on the cast. But it's Serena with Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence. It looks like a Western movie, so I'm hoping it's good. But it's a blind buy just based entirely on the cast. Picked up a widescreen copy of Jigsaw, the first one, because I was going through my collection and I was organizing my horror movies, and I saw that I do have the first Jigsaw, but it's full screen. And I've mentioned this before. I used to buy a lot of full screen because I used to have one of those old tube TVs, and DVDs just looked better on that TV on full screen. But now that I'm watching everything on a HD flat screen, I want to get widescreen because that looks better on those type of TVs. Widescreen just looks better. It's better cropped than the full screen. The full screen just looks pretty weird. But really liked the Saw. The first 3 Saws I thought were really, really good. First one, really awesome movie. Second one I still really enjoyed, and the third one I liked. After that, it just kind of like got really convoluted, and just didn't much care for it. But the first 3 I liked. Picked up because it's directed by Clint Eastwood, but I've heard it's not that good because of the actors. But this is the 1517 to Paris. It's a biopic of this group of American friends that stopped a terrorist attack on a train, and it's directed by Clint Eastwood. And what he did is that he actually got the real people that were involved in that to act in the movie. But I've heard from a lot of people that did reviews on this when this came out that the weakest point is the actors, because they're not actors, they're just people that were like, they did something heroic on the right time, right place, but they're not actors. And Clint Eastwood apparently tried to do the best he could with them, but yeah, everyone points out that the weakest part is the acting from these guys. But it sounds interesting, and I'm hoping it's good. Picked up Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. I have a couple of Jack Ryan movies. There's only I think with this one there's 5. There's one the first one's with Alec Baldwin. Then there's 2 with Harrison Ford. Then there's 1 with Ben Affleck, and this is like a prequel with Chris Pine. So yeah, it's based on a Tom Clancy character from a book series. And I think there's also a TV show called Jack Ryan, or based on the Jack Ryan character. So yeah, just needed that one to complete the set. Another blind buy, just because it looks like it might be a cheesy bad movie. Darkest Night with a K. Looks to be like a movie with dragons, so it might be a fantasy movie. I don't know. Might be good. Might be garbage. We shall see. Picked up this one just because of Sam Rockwell. Choke. It stars Sam Rockwell and Angelica Houston, who was in Witches. It says from the author of Fight Club. But don't really know much about this. I just picked it up because of Sam Rockwell. Picked up some horror movies, but I'll go with this one. Mentioned this one, The Cincinnati Kid with Steve McQueen. Mentioned this before. I mentioned it right now, actually. I'm on this kick that I want to watch older movies because the newer stuff just doesn't seem as engaging as the older stuff. I still come across a nice pleasant surprise, but the older stuff just seems better. Like anything from the 60s, the 70s, and of course the 80s, which is like the best decade of all time. But I find myself going back to the past for my movie tastes. And this stars Steve McQueen as a obsessive compulsive gambler that wants to participate in a poker game and beat like the old time champion, but his vices get the better of him. But it's Steve McQueen, so he's pretty cool. And he was in The Great Escape, which is a great movie. And my all-time favorite disaster movie, he was also in that, The Towering Inferno. I freaking love The Towering Inferno, and he was in that. Blind buy, which is I mentioned this. I tend to do that. Actually, after grabbing it from Moviefreak, I was doing some research and I couldn't find any info on this. So if anyone knows about, I'll still watch it, of course. But if anyone knows anything about this movie, I appreciate some info. But this is Diary of a Serial Killer with Gary Busey, Michael Madsen, and Arnold Vosloo. No idea what this movie might be about. So we shall see. Pick this one up, All Souls Day. It's a zombie movie set in Mexico. It might be good. I don't know. Total blind buy. Another total blind buy, The Music Box. And Macabra's really gonna kick my ass because I've been getting a lot of horror movies, and I've been talking about them in these DVD hauls, and I've left nothing for him. But I have some plans for him to review the movies, hopefully, and do some other stuff. But this is The Music Box, about a cursed music box, probably. But I thought the cover looked cool, so we shall see if it is any good. Pick this one up. I already have this one. I actually have a set of this movie that comes with the PlayStation 2, the disc for PlayStation 2, and it's Bloodrayne from Uwe Boll. But the one I have is the theatrical cut, and this is the unrated director's cut. And I've mentioned before, as a movie collector and movie aficionado, I like to buy different cuts of movies just to see if it'll add to the experience. Sometimes different cuts improve a movie. Sometimes a cut might make a good movie bad, or a bad movie worse, because they I don't know. But I like collecting. I like going into buying a DVD and watching a movie from a different light. Sometimes they might not add anything really significant, and they actually might add too much, ruining the original movie. Sometimes they add stuff that clears up plot points. I don't know. That's why I like collecting, because I get to live that. But Bloodrayne is a video game adaptation by Uwe Boll, and it's an acquired taste, definitely. You really have to enjoy bad movies to enjoy a Uwe Boll movie. But if you like Uwe Boll movies, as bad as they are, definitely watch this one or Alone in the Dark, but with the director's commentary, and just it gives you a glimpse into the mind of a madman, because Uwe Boll talking about his movies is really interesting. Definitely if those are your tastes, like me, and you like bad movies, you definitely give this director commentary a watch, and as well as Alone in the Dark. It's something else. Also picked up Mimic 2. I love the first Mimic, directed by Guillermo del Toro. I think it was his first big American movie before Blade 2. And I love Mimic. I think it's great. Picked up Mimic 2, and it has nothing to do with Guillermo del Toro. Nothing at all. They just took the concept and made a spin-off. I think there's a third Mimic movie, but yeah, just picked it up because it's part of the series that Guillermo del Toro started. And the last thing I picked up is the Big Bang Theory, the complete season 11. Really like the Big Bang Theory. I know now it gets a lot of flack. And I can see why. It started off really cool. I really liked the first seasons of the Big Bang Theory, because it was a lot of nerd culture with Comic-Con and comic books. And but I don't know, I kind of lost. It's still a funny show. Me and my wife still enjoyed it, but it did kind of take it became too much about Sheldon, and Sheldon would get on my nerves because he's not a likable character. But it was too much about him, or it was too much about I forgot her name, Penny, and this guy. No, crap, I can't remember their name. This guy, and I was actually more interested in Wolowitz and Bernadette. I thought their character arc was more interesting, how they developed as characters. But yeah, it was still a good show. It lasted until 12th season. I'm still missing, to complete the set, I'm missing that 12th season and season 10 and 9, I think. But it was, all in all, it was a good show, but they could have definitely ended it a little earlier. The same thing that happened with How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother should have ended at least a season before it did. This one could have ended at the 10th season and it would have been fine. But yeah. So yeah, that was the second Movie Freak Bazaar haul. Don't know how many of these I'll be able to do, pickup videos. At least not flea markets. I definitely won't be able to go to any flea markets until the plague numbers go down. Movie Freak Bazaar still says he's going to open at least the 2 weeks before Christmas, Christmas and New Year's. He's debating apparently whether or not he's going to open. But we'll see. We'll see what happens and what I'm able to get before Christmas and New Year's. But if you are new to my channel and you like what you see, please subscribe to the YouTube channel here. You can just hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to enjoy listening to me talk about movies and all the pickups that I buy, because I do tend to buy a lot of movies. You can also follow me on Instagram, and there I try to post pictures of the collection whenever I can. And also I have a Twitter, and Macabro also has an Instagram. And Macabro, for anyone that doesn't know, is Professor Macabro. He's the guy that handles the horror parts of the channel and the social media. I'm more of the other geeky stuff. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please stay safe and take care during these crazy plague times. Mentioned this before, things are getting worse. I thought they would get better, but they're getting worse. So take care, be safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.